Imagine waking up to a garden that whispers stories of magic, where every path glows like a river of jewels and every corner holds a hidden sanctuary. Imagine turning the things the world called trash, old bottles, rusty cans, and forgotten wood, into a breathtaking landscape that looks like it cost a fortune, but actually cost you nothing but your imagination. Stay with me, because today, I'm showing you how to transform your backyard into a high-end fairy retreat using 12 genius landscaping secrets that anyone can do. Welcome back to Home and Garden Borneo, your home for all things whimsical, upcycled, and magical. If you believe that a beautiful home shouldn't have to cost the earth, you're in the right place. We are starting a brand new series where every week I'll be sharing curated, budget-friendly transformations to help you build your dream cottage garden. So, if you want to join our growing family of creators, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. By the way, I'd love to know where in the world you are watching from today. Drop your country or city in the comments below. I love reading about our global garden community. One, the Glass River Path. First on our list is something truly breathtaking. I call it the Glass River Path. You know, most professional landscapers will tell you that a garden needs structure, and they usually suggest expensive gravel or heavy stone pavers to define your walkways. But here at Home and Garden Borneo, we see things a bit differently. Instead of spending a fortune at the hardware store, we're looking straight into the recycling bin. Imagine a garden path that doesn't just sit there, but actually catches the sunlight and glows like a river of sapphires and emeralds. By using tumbled glass or even neatly arranged glass bottles buried neck first into the ground, you create a stunning, colorful border that defines your space perfectly. It's a genius way to separate your lush green lawn from your flower beds while adding a touch of whimsical charm. The best part? It costs almost nothing. You can collect blue, green, and amber bottles over time, or check with local cafes. When you line them up along a curved walkway, they act as a durable, weather-resistant edge that looks like a custom art installation. It's not just a path, it's a statement that beauty can be found in what others leave behind. It's eco-friendly, it's vibrant, and it gives your garden that high-end cottagecore look instantly. Trust me, once the morning dew hits those glass edges, your backyard will feel like a scene from a fairy tale. Two, the floating fairy lanterns. Next up, let's talk about the soul of any magical garden, the lighting. In the professional landscaping world, lighting is often about expensive transformers and burying miles of black cable. But we want that high-end glow without the high-end price tag. That's where the floating fairy lanterns come in. This is my favorite way to add vertical interest to your outdoor space while repurposing everyday items. Think about those empty tin cans or glass jars you usually toss in the bin. With a simple hammer and nail, you can punch intricate patterns into the metal, stars, hearts, or even floral designs. Once you paint them in a soft metallic or a whimsical pastel, they transform into designer-looking lanterns. By hanging them at different heights from your tree branches or pergolas using simple jute twine, you create what landscapers call ambient wash lighting. Inside, you can use affordable solar stakes or even simple tea lights. When the sun goes down, these lanterns don't just light up a path. They cast dancing shadows across your plants, creating a layered, magical atmosphere that feels incredibly cozy. It's all about creating focal points. Instead of seeing a dark corner, your eye is drawn to these floating pockets of light. It turns a regular backyard into a curated sanctuary where you'll want to spend every single evening. It's simple, it's effective, and it proves that the most beautiful light is the one you create yourself. Three, the old soul vertical fence. Moving on to step number 3, let's talk about that one thing most people find an eyesore: the old, weathered fence. Now, a professional contractor might tell you to rip it all out and spend thousands on new pressure-treated timber. But here at Home and Garden Borneo, we believe in the old soul approach. We don't hide the age. We celebrate it by turning that flat, boring boundary into a vertical masterpiece. Instead of a total replacement, start by reinforcing the structure, just like the pros do, but then we add the magic. Think of your fence as a vertical canvas. By attaching rows of upcycled tin cans, old wooden crates, or even painted plastic containers, you create a living wall. When you fill these with trailing vines like money plant or colorful petunias, the fence practically disappears behind a curtain of greenery. This technique does two things. It adds privacy and creates what we call visual depth. Instead of your yard feeling closed in by a wooden wall, it feels like it's surrounded by a lush forest. It's a genius way to maximize a small space because you're gardening up instead of out. It turns a crumbling boundary into the star of your garden, proving that with a little paint and some recycled pockets, you can fix a fence and create a sanctuary at the same time. It's rustic, it's charming, and it's the ultimate zero-cost way to give your garden a high-end, established feel. Four, the miniature teacup waterfall. Now, let's add some music to your garden. Professionals often quote thousands of dollars to install a full-sized waterfall or a stone fountain. But you don't need a massive construction project to get that soothing sound of running water. Enter the miniature teacup waterfall. This is one of the most charming projects we've ever done here at Home and Garden Borneo, and it's a total game changer for your garden's atmosphere. The idea is to take those beautiful, but perhaps chipped or mismatched, ceramic teapots and cups from your local thrift store, or even your own kitchen, and stack them in a cascading pattern. By using a small, inexpensive solar-powered pump hidden in a bottom basin, you can have water gently trickling from one teapot into the cups below. The sound is delicate and peaceful, masking any unwanted street noise and inviting birds into your yard. From a design perspective, this creates a dynamic focal point. It's small enough to tuck into a flower bed or place on a garden table, yet it has the visual impact of a high-end landscape feature. It's a literal storm in a teacup, but in the best way possible. It shows that you don't need a lake to enjoy the element of water. You just need a few upcycled treasures and a little bit of gravity. It's quirky, it's elegant, and it brings a sense of life and movement that makes your outdoor space feel truly complete. Five, the Tabletop Fire Pit Nook. Step number 5 brings us to the ultimate cozy upgrade, the Tabletop Fire Pit Nook. When we think of fire pits, we usually imagine heavy construction or those expensive, bulky metal units from the store. But a high-end garden isn't about the size of the fire. It's about the warmth of the space you create. Following the principle of creating segments in your yard, we're going to build an intimate gathering spot that fits even the smallest corner. By upcycling a large terracotta pot or a vintage metal basin, you can create a sophisticated tabletop fire feature. Fill it with sand and smooth river stones, and use a simple gel fuel canister or even a cluster of thick candles to create that flickering amber glow. This isn't just a decoration, it's a destination. It's where you'll sit with a cup of tea as the sun sets, feeling the cool breeze of Borneo while watching the flames dance. To make it truly home and garden Borneo style, surround this fire bowl with seating made from upcycled materials, like old tires wrapped in rope or wooden pallets turned into low benches. By focusing the light and heat onto a tabletop, you make the space feel incredibly curated and expensive. It's a designer trick that costs less than a fancy dinner, yet it transforms your backyard into a luxury retreat. It invites you to stay longer, breathe deeper, and appreciate the magic of a simple fire under the stars. Six, the stained glass garden edging. Now, let's talk about one of the most underrated secrets in garden design, the border. Most people go to the store and buy those plastic green fences or heavy concrete blocks that look, well, a bit industrial. But if you want your garden to feel like it belongs in a storybook, we need to think about color and light. That's why I love the stained glass garden edging. This is the ultimate trash-to-treasure project. You take your empty glass bottles, blue ones from mineral water, green ones from soda, or amber ones from old syrups, and you bury them neck first into the soil. When you line them up along the edge of your flower beds, you create a vibrant, jewel-toned boundary that looks like stained glass emerging from the earth. In professional landscaping, this is called creating a hardscape line, but we're doing it with a whimsical twist. Not only does it keep your mulch from washing away into the grass, But when the sun is low in the sky, the light passes through the glass and casts beautiful colored shadows onto your plants. It's an easy, zero-cost way to add a designer pop of color even when your flowers aren't in bloom. It's durable, it's eco-friendly, and it gives your garden an artistic, handcrafted feel that you just can't buy at a department store. It turns a simple flower bed into a shimmering work of art. Seven, the tiny tree propagation station. Step number 7 addresses one of the biggest expenses in landscaping, the plants themselves. Most people walk into a nursery and want the biggest, most mature tree they can find because they want an instant garden. But here's a secret professionals know but rarely tell you. Small plants actually adapt better to your soil than big ones. And even better, you can grow them for free. Enter the tiny tree propagation station. Instead of buying a dozen expensive shrubs, we're going to build a beautiful dedicated space to grow our own. By upcycling old glass jars, perfume bottles, or even test tubes and mounting them on a reclaimed wooden frame, you create a gorgeous living laboratory. You can take cuttings from a friend's hedge, a beautiful vine you saw in the neighborhood, or even your own favorite plants. Watching those tiny white roots emerge in the clear water is not only incredibly satisfying, but it also becomes a visual feature in your garden. This station tells a story of patience and growth. In a year, those tiny cuttings will be ready to fill your garden beds, saving you hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. It's the smartest way to achieve a full garden look on a $0 budget. Plus, it makes your garden feel like a true sanctuary where life is constantly being nurtured and celebrated. Eight, the Mosaic stepping stones. Now, let's talk about movement. A great garden design leads your eye and your feet on a journey. Professional landscapers often use expensive flagstone or heavy concrete pavers to create paths, but we're going to add a personal, artistic touch that costs next to nothing: the Mosaic stepping stones. Think of these as jewelry for your soil. Instead of buying plain, boring gray blocks, we can create our own using a bit of leftover cement and all those beautiful shards life leaves behind. Remember that favorite ceramic plate that broke? Or those colorful stones you collected at the beach? This is where they get a second life. By embedding broken tiles, sea glass, or even colorful pebbles into simple concrete molds, you create a functional path that doubles as an outdoor art gallery. These stones do more than just keep your feet dry. They add rhythm to your garden. They invite you to slow down and look at the details. It's a genius way to tie all the colors of your garden together. If you have blue flowers, use blue glass shards in your stones. It creates a curated look that feels intentional and high-end, proving that a path to a beautiful home doesn't have to be paved with gold, just a little bit of creativity and upcycled magic. 9. The upcycled trellis arch. Now, if you really want to give your garden that grand estate feeling, you need height. In landscape architecture, a vertical gateway or an archway is the ultimate trick to make a small space feel like an endless journey. But you don't need to buy those expensive, flimsy plastic kits from the store. We're going to build an upcycled trellis arch that has real character. Look for items that have a skeleton, an old metal bed frame, a pair of wooden ladders, or even some discarded copper piping. By leaning two structures together and securing them at the top, you create a majestic portal. This isn't just a support for plants, it's a framing device. It tells your guests, you are now entering a special place. When you plant fast-growing climbers like jasmine, morning glory, or even climbing roses at the base, the structure eventually disappears, leaving you with a living, breathing tunnel of flowers. It adds that cottagecore romance that we love so much here at home and garden Borneo. It creates shade, it creates a scent-filled walkway, and most importantly, it adds a layer of luxury to your garden using nothing but reclaimed materials and a little bit of patience. It's the difference between a yard that looks flat and a garden that looks like it has a soul. "10. The secret garden mirror. Step number 10 is a designer's favorite secret for small spaces, the secret garden mirror. If you have a dark corner or a small courtyard that feels a bit cramped, this trick is going to change everything. High-end landscape architects use mirrors to create the illusion of space and to bounce light into shaded areas, but we're going to do it with a touch of cottage charm. Instead of buying an expensive outdated mirror, look for old window frames or vintage mirrors at thrift stores. By mounting one of these on a fence or a brick wall, hidden slightly behind some trailing ivy or tall ferns, you create a magical optical illusion. When you catch a glimpse of it, it looks like there's a secret doorway leading to another part of the garden. It doubles the visual greenery without you having to plant a single extra flower. This is what we call adding depth. The mirror reflects the sky and the surrounding plants, making your backyard feel twice as large and much more bright. It's a genius way to repurpose an item that might have ended up in a landfill. Just a little tip. Make sure to place it in a spot where it won't accidentally confuse our feathered friends, or tilt it slightly downward. It's an effortless, zero-cost way to add mystery and elegance, proving that sometimes, the best way to improve your view is simply to reflect the beauty you've already created. "11. The layered mulch magic. Now, let's talk about the secret sauce that makes a garden look finished and professional: mulching. You might think mulch is just for looks, but in the landscaping world, it's the ultimate multitasker. It suppresses weeds, retains moisture, and protects your plant roots. But instead of buying those expensive, chemical-dyed bags from the big box stores, we're going to use lead mulch magic, the Borneo way. Think about what you already have. Fallen leaves, grass clippings, or even shredded cardboard from your latest deliveries. By layering these organic materials around your plants, you're creating a slow-release fertilizer that mimics the forest floor. In professional design, this creates a clean, uniform ground plane that makes your colorful flowers truly pop. The trick is the 1-inch replenish rule we learned from the experts. You don't need a mountain of mulch. You just need a consistent layer to keep the soil healthy and looking tidy. It gives your garden that manicured look without the high-end maintenance bill. It's the final touch that ties everything together: the glass paths, the lanterns, and the vertical fences. It's eco-friendly, it costs absolutely nothing, and it's the most loving thing you can do for your soil. When your garden looks lush and healthy, it's usually because the magic is happening right there on the ground level. The patterned tire planters. Finally, we've reached our 12th idea, and it's a classic with a home and garden Borneo twist: the patterned tire planters. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tires can sometimes look a bit messy in a garden, but when done with a bit of cottagecore love, they become high-end, durable vessels that add incredible structure to your space. Instead of just throwing a tire on the ground, we're going to transform its silhouette. By using a simple utility knife to cut a scalloped or petal pattern into the rim and flipping it inside out, you create a shape that looks like an expensive stone urn. Paint it in a soft, matte pastel or wrap it in natural jute rope to give it that organic, rustic texture. In professional landscaping, these act as anchors for your garden beds. Because they are heavy and wide, they are perfect for plants that need room to spread, like massive ferns or a burst of colorful petunias. They are virtually indestructible, weatherproof, and most importantly, they keep tires out of our beautiful Borneo rivers and landfills. It's the ultimate way to prove that with a little bit of paint and a clever cut, even the most industrial trash can become the most whimsical treasure in your garden. It's the perfect finishing touch to your budget-friendly, magical retreat. Creating a beautiful space isn't about how much money you spend. It's about how much love and creativity you pour into the soil. I hope these ideas inspired you to look at your recycling bin a little differently today. If you enjoyed this journey, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend who needs a little garden magic. Thank you so much for spending your time with me here at Home and Garden Borneo. I'll see you in next week's episode for more upcycling adventures. Until then, keep dreaming and keep gardening.